We are just quickly going through what we have done. So, three questions were dealt with in the last lecture, and now for the question number 4, which talks about difference between centrally planned economy and market economy. So, as the name suggests, that the first talks about a kind of economy which is being planned and controlled by a central authority, whereas the second talks about an economy which is being governed by a market or market culture. So as you can see, there is a table here. This is the first column, which is this column for serial number. Second column is the column that shows the point of difference. It shows the basic points where the two economies differs. So first point of difference is important activities in the economy. In the centrally planned economy, the important activities, all important activities are being planned by the government or the central authority. Excuse me. Whereas in market economy, all the important activities are being organized by the market. Market here means a platform where buyers and sellers meet and reach a point to attain the maximum satisfaction or welfare. Second point of difference is decisions regarding production, exchange and consumption of goods and services. In the centrally planned economy, it is being done by the government or the central authority, whereas in market economy, it is being done by the economic agents of the market. What are these economic agents? They are the buyers and seller group, or we can say producers and consumer groups, and the various controlling authorities or facilitating entities. Now the third point of difference is allocation and distribution of resources. So in case of centrally planned economy, it is being done by the central authority or the government, whereas in case of market economy, the allocation and distribution of resources is being done by the economic agents or the market. Fourth point of difference is prices. Who determines prices? Who determines prices? Who fixes prices? So in case of centrally planned economy, the price fixation is being done by the central authority or the government, whereas in the market economy, it is being done by the demand and supply forces of the market, so as to reach the point of equilibrium where the demand and supply of the market are equal to each other. Kindly excuse me, there is some throat problem today. Please bear with me. Thank you so much. Now the fifth point is motive. What is the main motive? In the centrally planned economy, it is the social welfare, whereas which means welfare for the entire masses, and in the market economy, it is majorly profit oriented motive, where the extra margin is usually being preferred. Extra profit margin is usually being preferred to sustain in the business as well as to enhance it further. So this is question number 4. Now the question number 5 is, what do you understand by positive economic analysis and normative economic analysis? So in the same manner, we have constructed a table of the two, where the first column talks about positive economics, whereas the second column or the third column, if we talk about in reference to the table, third column is the normative economics, that talks about the characteristics of normative economics. So positive economics, as the term positive is being taken from positive statements, positive economics is concerned with the development and testing of positive statements about the world that are objective and verifiable. It mainly talks about facts, what is happening in the economy. So it mainly talks about facts and objective, whereas normative word is being derived or is being taken or picked up from the word norm. So normative statements or analysis, they derive from an opinion or someone's point of view, and thus the words should, out to, or it is better to are frequently being used, or they frequently occur in normative economics, as it talked about what it should, how it should be. It do not talk about the fact what it is, but it talks about how it should be. The second point, under the positive economic analysis, the validity of positive statements can be tested, as it is based on facts and reality, whereas in the normative economics, the validity of normative statements are mostly can never be tested, because it talks about the norms or subjective opinions. So this is that. Third point is that positive economic analysis or positive economics is illustrative by nature, whereas normative economics is dictatorial by nature. I guess you can understand this point very easily, because positive economics talks about facts, so it is illustrative. It shows how it should be or what is going on, along with the cause and sometimes measures or remedies also, whereas normative is dictatorial because it talks about the opinion part or viewpoint part. Now the fourth point, positive economics or positive economic analysis has an objective perspective, whereas normative economics or normative economic analysis has a subjective perspective. Difference between facts and norms, where the facts goes to positive economics, whereas norms goes to normative economics. So positive economic analysis or positive economics analyzes or investigates what actually is, whereas normative economics or normative economic analysis investigates what has to be. So if you can understand and learn this table very well, you can very easily define the two. Moving ahead, distinguish between micro and macroeconomics. I guess we talked about a little in brief about these two in the earlier first part of the lecture. So now there is a table again that talks about the two and how they are different from each other. Micro, as the word suggests, it deals with individual units, and it deals with individuals and activities within the system, whereas macro, as the name suggests, it talks about whole, it talks about big picture, so it deals with social and economic status of system as a whole. Complete whole, big picture. Microeconomics studies even the smallest unit and their functioning, whereas macroeconomics studies the big picture and not just one unit. Third point of difference, microeconomics studies the resources available such as cost, employees availability, etc., that are important to sustain a particular business, whereas macroeconomics talks about the whole system, whole economy, whole market, and so it studies GDP, which is gross domestic product, total consumption trend in the economy, total investment patterns of the economy, etc. That helps to judge the entire market. It can even be the global market. So that is how it focuses on the bigger picture. Fourth point of difference, in microeconomics, price is the major determination factor, whereas in macroeconomics, income is the major determination factor. Income here comprises the total income of the whole economy, total income of the various factors of production of economy, land, labor, capital, entrepreneur, as well as total income out of the total production of economy, etc. Fifth point of difference says that microeconomics study helps in setting equilibrium between consumer and firm. That is why I've highlighted the main words that defines the entire sentence. So here it talks about equilibrium between consumer and firm, whereas macroeconomics study helps in setting equilibrium between income and employment in an economy as a whole. Meaning to say that microeconomics emphasizes on smaller units that comprises the whole bigger picture, that is then been ultimately studied under macroeconomics. And they two combine and comprise the subject matter of economics. So both are equally important and they both complement each other. Without one, the other is not possible, because one forms the basis of the other and the other forms the result, total outcome of the first one, whereas they both combine and form the whole subject matter of economics, along with the newly developing branches that are also very much contributing. So these were the 6 questions that I have taken up in 2 lectures, and further will be coming up with more sets of such solution papers from your textbook of NCERT. You can also subscribe to the live classes at mivatutorials.com, where here we are providing the live classes of economics, econometrics, statistics, and even mathematical economics for higher education, college students. So if you want to study in depth for your higher education, or if you have already taken admission, then you can definitely visit here, avail your demo classes and get registered. We have got PDF notes for you there. You can even now download the sample notes that are available on the website. So I would suggest you to go through and see it by yourself. So thank you very much.